comic books, movies, TV, and more. Nerds are everywhere. It's time to assemble! It's Nerds United.
Hello and welcome to a brand new Nerds United, a Jittery Monkey podcast available on most of your podcast platforms as well as YouTube in video form. If you're seeing this in video, it's on YouTube. I'm your host, Greg Mahachko, and joining me, this handsome devil over here, is the co-host of the year, Mike Luther. Hello, Mike.
Well, hello. How's it going?
Go great. How are you, sir?
I'm doing not too bad. I obviously the work week's done now, so I had 3 days of all-day training.
Ooh.
But I am certified now that I can teach teen mental health first aid, so that's good. And you're
so many questions.
You're probably wondering, what is teen mental health first aid?
Well, or just mental health first aid at all.
It's
like I know mental health and I know first aid. I just didn't know how you combine the two.
It's when you can look for signs and symptoms of people having like a mental health challenge. Like if somebody's, depressed, stressed, whatever you want to say it. Teen mental health first aid is where we teach teenagers, like specifically like 15 to 18-year-olds, to look like out for like their friends and stuff like that. And then like where to refer to and stuff like that. But that was all full day trainings.
That is important. Because, and I know you know this, but the number 2 killer of young people aged 10 to 14 is actually suicide.
Yep, absolutely.
And we just want to remind people, we have happy topics and things like that. I didn't anticipate this topic coming in, but hey, the 988 is the phone number for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, available 24 hours in English and Espanol. You matter. So if you're having thoughts or idealization, I don't know. Anyway,
you got the pretty much the right word. I know what you mean.
988 is the phone number. Go call somebody and talk to people because people care.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the 988. Yeah, so I'm able to do that now. I'm also youth mental health first aid certified. It's kind of very similar. Youth is where I talk to adults who work with kids. But regardless, so that was the work week. And then I'll tell you right now, I will be much happier if tomorrow night I have new brakes.
We're still battling that.
Yes, but tomorrow I am going to use my mom's garage, and I'm going to attempt to change my brake pads. I have new brake pads I can put in. I have watched a lot of videos. I've read a lot of how-to articles. It should be fairly straightforward. Now, I say should be fairly straightforward because I don't have good luck when it comes to anything mechanical like that. Like in the past, I've tried something before and I'll watch videos and I'll be like, oh, this should be a 10-minute job. All I have to do is unscrew this and put this in and that's it. And then my car just won't cooperate. So I'm going in knowing that like something's going to go wrong.
Right.
But if I can do it, and that's a big if, I'm pretty much saving like $400.
Well, that's important.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna go there tomorrow morning, maybe afternoonish, depending on what time I get up, and then I'm gonna attempt to do it, and we'll see.
You start with one, and then you're just gonna work your way around, right?
I'm only doing 2. The only ones that are bad are the rear brakes, I think.
I like how you're like, I think.
It's the sound comes from the rear, so
sure.
You know what I mean.
Okay.
So yeah, let's hope next week whenever we do another episode, we'll find out if it worked.
Just make sure to put the wheels back on before you drive off.
That's about the only thing I know how to do.
Oh, well, another week has gone by. Mike, did you make it to any comic stores? Do you have any acquisitions?
I did not.
How about reading? Have you read anything that you had on hand?
I am still reading the Rough Riders Volume 3, or Volume 3, or the third one, whatever it is. I'm almost done with it. I haven't been reading as much as I used to, mainly because I started replaying the Spider-Man game.
Oh, okay.
And getting back to that, and Nolan's playing it as well, although he has his own, So I need to sit down and read more though.
I have not read as much for, not for any gaming reasons, but just for a litany of other reasons.
Yeah.
But it's the hope maybe with this weekend. I don't know. My wife made the comment midweek, right before, like when the temperature was still in the 70s. She says, we had all these nice days. What we should have done is put the Christmas lights up. Not necessarily to turn them on, but just, put them up. I was like, yeah, that'd have been smart.
Yeah.
I'll just do it in a couple weeks after Thanksgiving and freeze, get the frost back.
Yep.
So, but no, I haven't read anything new. I haven't haven't got anything new either. Anyway, I'm not gonna try to. But I still have a lot of stuff here at the house that I need to read.
Same.
A lot of stuff that I need to read, so that eventually I can get it in your hands.
Yes, absolutely. And then I can get my stuff into your hands.
Hey! I sent you a message a few hours ago because it is Friday night, November 10th. And I said, are we recording tonight, or are you going to take in that late show of the Marvels? And you said, no, we're recording tonight.
Yeah. I don't know, who knows? Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow, but like I said, the going to the movie theaters gets expensive. It's at least going to the ones I like, because I don't, I like to go to a good one. But who knows? Maybe tomorrow, if I finish, the breaks and everything, and I'm feeling successfully, yeah, maybe I'll catch a show, but I don't know.
I have to ask you about the breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Am I a bad friend?
Yes. Oh, well, sorry. No, you're not. But go ahead and ask your question.
Am I a bad friend for just kind of hoping that you do the breaks right, because I don't want anything bad to happen to you on the roads?
No, that's
like, yeah. But it's. I feel like it's a delicate balance between, I don't want to lose it, but also, do I trust him to change brakes? I don't know. No. I don't want you to feel like I think less of you.
No,
I can't change brakes. I don't mess with it.
Okay, and I was gonna say, I don't know if you've ever done any kind of stuff like that before. I did it once. I swear, probably 15 years ago. Changed the brake pads, but like I said, that was that long ago, and I had a friend with me that was literally telling me what to do step by step.
So Nolan would be in that role this time.
Nolan will probably be sleeping at home when I go.
Get him out there to help.
Yeah.
Get his hands dirty.
Yeah. He won't. So
come on.
He can go. If he wants to go, that's fine. But yeah. So yeah.
What's the worst case scenario? Is that he goes to his grandma's house and has a free lunch or something? Well,
actually, now that you mentioned, I have to bring food back over to her. I don't have to, but I'm going to. So I don't know if I told you this or not, but she is currently in El Paso.
Yes.
Okay. Well, she's coming back Wednesday.
For temporarily, right?
I don't know. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you that off air.
Okay.
But whenever she left, because we didn't know how long she was going to be gone for, she thought, it's going to be till June.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said that last week. You're like, that's not going to happen.
And but I took a lot of food. She's like, hey, take this food. So I swear, there's 40 pounds of cheese that she had, and butter. I think, Mom, I'm sorry, but I think you must live on cheese and butter. It has to be.
She has stock in the dairy industry.
Stock, oh yes, she makes good money on that. But so I'm gonna bring some of that back, because obviously if she's coming back Wednesday, then it'll be good. Yeah. So I got to remember to do that, because I don't guarantee I'll forget.
I'll send you a message about 10:30 in the morning.
Okay.
No, I won't, because I'll forget too.
Yeah. But I'll write myself a note.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, since we didn't really buy anything new. It's not a great sign since we didn't read anything really. I want to, piggyback because you said going to movie theaters is expensive or it can be expensive, and you're not wrong, which is part of the reason why we have waited this long and only have one more week to wait to watch Blue Beetle.
Yes.
Because the double B's hitting the Max streaming service next week, Friday, November 17th.
Yeah, I'm not that surprised. I knew it was going to hit soon.
Oh, sure.
I actually, to be honest with you, I thought it was going to hit sooner.
I mean, hit the ones you got to pay for.
Yeah.
And you can still pay for it on Prime and Apple iTunes or, and other Voodoos, I'm sure. But I hate to say, it's just not. I'm not sure that Blue Beetle is one that I would want to rewatch enough that I need to pay for it.
Right.
And I guess I could have rented it, but I just knew, again, it was in theaters in August.
Mm-hmm.
That sound about right?
Yeah.
So 3 months. I mean, I've waited longer.
Oh, yeah. I swear it used to be like a year or more that you had to wait, Well,
okay, so we'll go back to like the golden age of the 90s.
Yes.
And the movie was in theaters, and then it was out of theaters for at least 6 months before it got to like Blockbuster or the video rental store of the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like, then it was maybe a little longer until it ended up on like HBO or Showtime or, the premier channels, cable channels. So 3 months to watch it for no additional charge. That's cake.
And that's kind of standard now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like both Marvel and DC do that.
I know. I mean, we've kind of talked about this in the past when obviously coming out of the pandemic, they have moved away from the theater and streaming, or premiere at home or whatever, where you could pay $25 and watch it from the comfort of your couch, or you could pay $25 and watch it at the theater. So like they moved away from that model. Again, I don't find anything wrong with I don't mind going to see movies in the theater. It's just this summer did not equate time for me to get to see anything. We've talked about this in the past. Like sometimes I'd, slough off on a Friday and finished my work for the week or, did whatever I needed to, and I'd go see a, late morning or early afternoon show. And that's how I watched the best movie of 2022, Morbius.
True. Yeah.
I remember it was actually a year ago today. Yeah. When my boy was off for Veterans Day, that I took him and we went and saw Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. So, because I was in theaters a year ago. So, I mean, it's, they're when I had the ability or the time or the desire, I'd make it work. But, no offense to Blue Beetle, I just didn't get out there.
Well, and I think, at least for me, part of the reason I didn't go out and watch it is because I know that I think they're going to have Blue Beetle in the James Gunn DC EU, but I think they're just using that character and probably that actor as well and putting it in. So the story doesn't really matter. And plus, like I said, I knew that it was going to be on streaming within. I figured it within 6 months. Yeah. So yeah. I think the trailer looked really good for it, and November 17th, I'll watch it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, just not in theaters, and most likely it'll be the same for the Marvels. It'll be about 3 months from now. It'll be out, on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I could see. I could see maybe just after Valentine's Day or something.
Yeah,
that'd be the end. President's Day, maybe.
Yeah. I'm curious. I know it was supposed to have low box office, and I think part of the reason it might be that I don't know. I don't know how the marketing was for it. I don't think there was a huge push for it, Plus, I think the past MCU reviews of other movies, that past movies haven't been too great either. So that kind of, the more bad reviews there are for the movies, the less likely people are going to see something like the Marvels. But I'm curious, now that it's out, I kind of want to go and read the reviews. I think the Rotten Tomato score was like 62% or something. I don't know if even that's good or not.
It was kind of lumped in there with Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier, that TV show. Eternals was on that list of like the middling reports, and then there was another one. I can't remember which one, and I apologize. Hawkeye was good. I can't remember. It was a quick bang, bang, bang. List of 4 of them, and it had the Marvels kind of wedged right in that 60 to 70% range.
Right.
Not fresh, but not total hot garbage.
Yeah. You know what Marvel should have done is this should be the movie that they have a post-credit scene where it's like they introduce Reed Richards or something like really big, like everybody wants,
or Rogue,
or introduce Rogue or something, something, and then it's just like, well, you got to go to see it. Now, granted, that would have worked in the past, to be fair, and now people just go online and it'll be on YouTube in a day.
Are people doing that?
I guess.
Do people videotape from theaters? I feel like that's frowned upon.
Well, some people are rebels, I guess.
No.
True. That's true. So, by the way, I take it you're not seeing Marvels tomorrow.
I'm not. No.
Yeah.
Got too much going on.
Yeah.
So Nebraska plays tomorrow.
Oh, nice. What time do they play?
11.
Okay.
And then, family time and other excuses.
Yeah. Hey.
So not going to be happening this weekend for me. Like I said, I'll probably wait till it's out on D+.
Yeah. But here's the thing, and I don't know when we're going to talk about this, but there's not going to be another Marvel movie for a bit.
We'll get there. And that one we'll probably actually make an attempt to see in theaters.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Well, now seems like as good a time as any, Mike. Let's go there.
Okay.
It was announced earlier today that Marvel has pushed back a few of their theatrical movies now that we're out of the SAG and AFTRA strikes. Deadpool 4, I'm sorry, not Deadpool, Captain America 4, The Brave New World is in 2025. Thunderbolts is in 2025. But Deadpool 3 is happening in July. It looks like it did get pushed back, but only about 6 or so weeks.
So one thing I thought of
closer to like 9 weeks, but still.
Yeah. So when I heard that, one thing I thought of is for the last 2 years on the show, I don't know if you remember this, at the end of the year, what we do is we look back and rank our favorite Marvel movies. And I think Marvel and DC we do. And then
our favorite are just movies in general.
Yeah. Well, and then we look forward to the next year, and then we rank how we're anticipating them. And I think our number one most anticipated movie of 2024 is going to be Deadpool 3.
It might be a runaway.
There's no other Marvel movies, like you said, and there's no other DC movies.
When are we supposed to get? Is Aquaman still happening in this next month?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Aquaman. Yeah, I guess
that's still technically 2023. So,
is it in 2023 we get it, or 2024?
I'm pretty sure it's right around Christmas time.
I think I think you're right. 2023. Okay, so even though so 2024, there's no DC movies that we're getting, because I think Aquaman is the last of the old DC.
December 22nd.
And James Gunn's doesn't start till 2025 sometime. So yeah, I'm like, oh, okay.
And I remember it wasn't that long ago. We're like, maybe 8 comic book movies a year is too many. And now we're gonna get one in 2024. Like, I missed the good old days.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think maybe 2 or 3 a year is good. If they give us good quality ones. Like if the reason they're pushing all of these back is because they are like really, getting to them, and they're wanting to make them perfect. Cool. I hope that's what it is.
According to the Variety report that I linked there on our Facebook page, hopefully you are checking us out on Facebook. Captain America Brave New World was pushed back to February 14th, 2025, but principal photography is all done on that new Captain America movie. Also, Thunderbolts got moved to 2025, and Blade, the reboot, shifted to later in 2025. So, but it's they still have some shooting to do, some filming to do for Deadpool. But like I said, they have done most of the filming, if not all the principal filming for Captain America, and just had to do special effects and the score, etc. But that's all right, I guess. I mean, whatever.
By the way, I have not heard anything good about Blade lately.
I just haven't heard anything about Blade lately.
I have heard about like new writers and new at one point, and again, I don't know, take this with a grain of salt, is on the internet. At one point in time, Blade was barely the main character in it.
I was going to say that I did hear that rumor or report that he was going to be more of like a not a sidekick, but not the focus. Or that's the dumbest thing in the world.
I agree.
The name of the movie is Blade.
Yeah, I hope they figure it out. I think Blade is an awesome character.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to that.
And if they do it right, then you can bring back Morbius
to kill him. Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Yeah,
more BS.
Hey,
more BS.
You can watch Morbius. It's on Netflix probably now. Well, you probably bought it.
I went and saw it in theaters, sir.
Of course, you're a Morbiite.
It's morbid. I don't know how that doesn't even make sense.
But yeah, Deadpool 3.
Here's things I didn't know. Let's see here. I gotta find. I want to try to find the. So, not that 2019 Disney's CGI remake The Lion King was necessary. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. I'm sorry. Oh, that didn't work at all, did it? I didn't mute my microphone one bit. All right. So anyway, we got the Lion King CGI live action quote unquote thing, but I did not know that they were making a prequel to that called Mufasa, the Lion King. Were you aware of that?
Oh, I had no idea.
So anyway, that was supposed to be out on my birthday next year, but thankfully it got moved to Christmas time of next year. So mercifully, I don't have to share my birthday with another horrible CGI Lion King movie.
I don't know anybody who wanted that.
No, it sounds horrible.
At all.
Other ones that they have in the pipes. So they're still rocking. We talked about last week, I should say. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, slated for the 24th of May, which I did not know that the Mad Max spinoff Furiosa is also coming that time at the end of May. I haven't seen anything for that.
No.
Did you saw Mad Max Fury Road, right?
I've never seen it. I've heard great things about it, but I'm going to look right now. I don't think it's on.
I think it's on Max.
Might be on Max. Okay.
I just watched it recently.
I might watch it. Like I said, I've only heard good things about it. Fury Road. It is on.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Tubi apparently, which I'm not going to get.
No,
Tubi.
That's not where I watched it.
Yep. Nope.
I'll track it down. I'll track it down for you because again, I just watched. I think I watched it on Hulu actually. Anyway, I'll find it for you. Don't you worry. Let me do the homework on that one.
Okay.
That's my job, not your job.
Okay.
But it was very good. But I just didn't, and I knew that they were making a Furiosa spinoff, but I didn't have any timetable as far as when it was to be expected. So, we got a few things to look forward to in the springtime. Just we have to push off our Deadpool love until July.
Yeah.
So, what else we got? Well, coming in January to Netflix, speaking of the big red N, we get the second installment of the Kevin Smith He-Man and the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe animated series called Revolution.
Okay.
Did you watch that trailer I shared?
I did not see the trailer, but I'm going to watch it when it comes out. So, and I hope people complain about it.
Oh, they will. Right there in the first couple of weeks of January. I don't know. I want to say it said January 14th, but I don't think that's right. But it's coming, and it's again they're bringing in more of those classic characters. There's a power greater than that of the Grayskull. So I'm trying to remember. Hordak. Hordak is it coming to Eternia. So
good luck to him.
Quite possibly She-Ra as well. The Princess of Power.
Yeah. That the Kevin Smith He-Man, that's one I might go back and rewatch.
I watched it when it came out. And that's the only time that I watched it, but I'd give it another look.
Yeah, give it another go.
There are a lot of people who didn't care for it, but I don't care what other people think.
They didn't like that it wasn't all He-Man all the time, and that's it. Also, they probably didn't even really remember the cartoon, to be fair, because they were kids when it happened.
To be fair, you know what I didn't. One aspect of the original series that I missed in the Kevin Smith version, the original always had a little moral of the story at the end, and I think that really would have been good for today's youth who are so lost and misguided.
I don't think there was ever a story in He-Man.
No, but they would have like a little, almost like a PSA to kids about being nice and, things like, you don't remember any of that?
Are you talking about like in G.I. Joe where they, the more you know?
No, it was like legit He-Man. The He-Man was the first.
Okay.
He-Man was the first cartoon to have like a little PSA for kids about, being wary of strangers or, whatever they could pluck from the episode.
Right.
Like, again, you're right. It wasn't a serialized, show, but whatever little nugget they could pluck from the content and then say, you have He-Man saying, jogging up in his filmation style, "Now, kids, it's very important that you don't take candy from strangers. And if you do, and they knock you out, when you wake up, you have to kick and scream and make sure that I'm making that part up, of course. But they always had a little nugget in there of knowledge for the children.
Well, you should write Kevin Smith and tell him.
He hadn't responded to any of my tweets or Twitters or DMs over the last 10 years about coming on the show. I don't think he's gonna.
Maybe he's just waiting now.
Yeah, he's probably like, I need this show to go well. I better get on every podcast I can. Oh man,
it'll do fine. Speaking of shows, have you seen? And I'll tell you right now, I haven't. Have you seen any of Invincible Season 2?
Not yet.
Yeah, I just keep forgetting to do it. And I loved it, Invincible this first season. I just haven't gotten around to it. And I think part of the reason is, at least for me, the fact that it's on Prime, I can't watch it on my phone. And that's where if I do cardio and stuff like that at the gym, a lot of times I'll throw something on and I can't do it on my phone. So I'll have to watch it when I get home. And then when I get home, like I said, I want to play Spider-Man or watch something else. But I'm going to get around to it.
I will. I don't know when. Again, it's one of those shows like I can only watch certain times.
True,
Kind of like Gen V.
Yeah.
Which I did finish earlier this week, but I'm also very behind on Loki Season 2.
Well, they had the season finale today.
Right. I need to get caught up on that. I don't think I'll get to it tonight, but maybe some time this weekend.
Yeah.
But, so I do. I need to get caught up on that because, again, that season is over as well. And Invincible Season 2, I think we talked about this. Reacher Season 2 is coming out next month. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
That's when I may try to, prioritize. And I'm still watching Under the Dome, Mike.
Okay.
And I'm into the third and final season.
Oh, okay.
Probably about midway through that. I think there's 13 or so episodes. Maybe I'm on 6 or 7. Again, it is based on a Stephen King novel, or Stephen King writing. So, but as plausible, I suppose, as the events of the first two, like the dome coming down at all, like the season 3 really took a weird turn. They are. I don't know if I want to spoil this show that's like a decade old, but aliens.
Yeah, how is that a weird turn? It's a show about a dome going over something like. Because if you would have said like, hey, how do they get this dome? The first thing I would have said is aliens.
You're right.
Dinosaurs would have been like, oh, that's strange.
Yeah, dinosaurs don't have the technology to drive invisible domes some places. No, it's I don't know, for whatever reason. I again, having no knowledge of the pre-existing story or anything like that, I was like, oh man, it just felt like a trope. It felt like something that he fell back on, or
but like, so it's a show, and I've never seen one episode, even seen it from the show, but you described it. It's that dome, correct?
Yeah.
That comes down.
Yeah, it just kind of appears out of nowhere. Yeah.
Right. So what would you think? Like a dome from the sky, bam.
Well, as the show goes on, like it's not like somebody took a crane and like dropped it from the sky.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
It come to find out, again, spoiler alert for a show from 10 years ago, like the dome almost came up out of the ground.
Oh, okay. So if it comes out of the ground, I'm thinking devil.
Well, I'll tell you what. There have been a lot of twists and turns. The old, I don't know, cliche, the joke on some of the Conrad Thompson wrestling podcasts that are out there, and Kevin Huntsberger would understand this reference, is that Kane, like there's a character on the show who's bouncing between heel and babyface more often than Kane would back in his WWF run. But I don't know. I'm glad that this is at its core a limited series. Like the end is in sight. I just hope that for me the end is satisfying. Like I hope, I'm hoping. I don't want to sound crass or inappropriate, but I'm hoping for a happy ending.
Okay, yeah.
So
a satisfied happy ending, something we all want.
That's right. That reminds me. That's a horrible segue. So I'm driving from my house. I had to go someplace. They've been doing some on-ramp work, and I'm going to say streets and highways that probably mean something to you. Won't mean anything to anybody else. But Highway 15 on the on-ramp to 255 South, because I'm heading towards Columbia, and they've been doing some construction of that on-ramp. So I've been taking alternate routes. So I've been going down 157, and I come to find out like there's an intersection like it's a roundabout, really, I guess technically on the south end of 157, and it has like a line of like 3 or 4 Oriental massage places.
Oh,
and like, is that's not just an ordinary massage place, right? I mean, that's
only one way to find out, Greg.
Well, Mike, you're single. I'm not.
I can't afford that.
I'd pay for it just for the knowledge.
Oh, well, okay. I guess that's a whole new episode. That's a topic for another day, I guess.
Mike goes undercover. But it's like, 6 foot, whatever privacy fences. It's just weirdly located. Like, I'm familiar with Swedish massage, deep tissue massage. I don't know anything about Oriental massage.
Yeah. By the way, most likely, so there's something going on there.
Okay. All right. Just
my guess.
I appreciate you corroborating my curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever want to find out.
No.
Okay.
I do not. I'm good.
Just checking. All right. So Under the Dome, so I did finish, as I mentioned, Gen V, and I know you did too.
Yes.
And it ended when you finished watching it. You said they need season 2 out tomorrow.
Yes. Well, and then actually, I when I said that to you, I was actually watching it at the time, and I didn't realize how little there was left in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I was really invested in it, and then I'm not going to spoil it, or maybe we can. Can we spoil it? When did it come out?
Out for a week.
Oh, okay, yeah. So when Homelander showed up,
it wouldn't stop you anyway.
I'm like, true. I'm like, oh man, okay. And then the ending of it was like frustrating. I'll be honest with you, where they're just like, it's a complete cliffhanger,
right?
You know, where they are stuck somewhere. They don't know where, because they mentioned that there's no doors or windows, and they're just in a place. Maybe they're in somebody's mind. I don't know. But like you showed me the article where they talk about The Boys season 4 is going to start where that leaves off, and I hope that's true, and I hope they explain what it is,
because they're going to also be talking about the soups killing disease, things like that were cooked up there in the woods. It was Gen V. If you haven't been watching, if you've been sleeping on it, it's made in the same style as The Boys, which means it's violent, it's bloody, it is vulgar. It's also at times really funny.
Yes.
I feel like maybe not as funny as some moments of The Boys. There was a lot. This was one of the more honestly like serious seasons in that world that we've had, because of the nature of like experimenting on minors, children, and potential, I guess, chemical genocide, for lack of a better term, or lack of a better description. So, it's bonkers in The Boys Land. So.
Yeah, and this we learn that the lady who explodes heads, which I think her name is Vic, if not, we'll call her that. She also has the same power that the other person in Gen V has, which is the ability Marie. The ability to control blood. Yeah. Which I don't know if when they were writing her character, if they thought about that. Or they thought like, okay, she explodes heads is what she does, and then they realized once they were writing the character of Marie, like, well, that kind of goes hand in hand. Like, if you can control blood, that's what you could make the blood expand in the head and you blow it up. So I think it just fit that way. I don't think they originally had that character controlling blood in the very beginning. Who knows? Maybe they did, and if they did or didn't, it doesn't matter. It works out now. I
tend to agree with you. I think it was I always thought the exploding head part from The Boys, when we got, I think especially season 2 of The Boys, when she kind of debuted, was more of like a telekinesis type of thing. Yeah. Whereas you're right, the advent of the blood control. Yeah. Again, which she showed has healing capabilities as well. True. It's just we didn't see that quite enough. And then you're right, Homelander shows up and he's like, what are you doing? Like, what do you hate your own kind to Marie, because Marie's trying to be a hero and save people who, from Kate and Sam. And then I honestly thought that when he hit her with his heat vision, I was like, oh, she's done. Yeah. And then she wakes up like, you're a lot stronger than we thought.
Yeah, I that shocked me for one. I didn't think we'd have anybody like that showing up.
We had Soldier Boy earlier in the series.
Yeah, but I mean that's fine.
Did you hear the I don't know if it's a rumor, but the report that in that kind of in Kate's like mental dream sequence type thing, it originally wasn't going to be Soldier Boy. It was going to be Taylor Lautner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from Twilight.
Okay. Oh, yes. I know.
Sorry. And he was going to be like as himself, just walking around the woods, and like because as her imaginary boyfriend.
Oh, nice.
So, I think keeping it in the world was better.
Yeah.
So, and we got more Jensen Ackles.
That is true. Yeah, and I'm fine with that.
Trying to think. I don't think there's anything else that I've watched. Again, who's got the time?
It's true. That's true.
I do a lot of work
when you got Spider-Man to play. Who's got the time?
And a lot,
and the gym to go to, and work too.
Work and all the other podcasts that I do.
I mean, the one other podcast you do?
No, I do too. I do 5 Heart and Coordination Overreaction.
Oh, well, that's basically just 5 Heart podcast.
No, it's a different guy altogether.
Yeah.
It's a different night.
Yeah.
5 Heart is live. Overreaction is recorded just like this one.
Greg, this is how great you are at marketing. You have a podcast that I've literally never heard of before. And I'm great. I do a podcast with you, and I'm friends with you on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you have a podcast that I've never heard of.
I will discuss the whys with you off air.
Okay.
Like I have a reason.
Okay, sure. Hey.
So, I think maybe one of the biggest bits of knowledge and information that we received this week that I didn't anticipate, I don't know if you did, but we got a little teaser for the next Ghostbusters movie, Mike.
That came as a complete shock to me. I thought that they were doing another one, or maybe like I thought they were like, oh, we're starting to write it or something. I had no idea that it was written, filmed, and done.
Yeah. And coming out March 29th of 2024.
Is that when it is? Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not going to be a horrible year for movies. It's just going to be less Marvel DC movies.
Yes. I'm looking forward. Now, I'll be honest with you. I was more excited over the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer than I was this trailer.
Really?
But that doesn't mean I didn't like this trailer. I definitely like this trailer. I'm going to go watch it for sure when it comes out. But yeah, like I said, I had no clue that they already had even filmed anything.
And they're bringing back, the old and the new. Ernie Hudson's in it, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray. We saw Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard is in it again. McKenna Grace, I believe, is one of the other youngins. And they're back in the city from what you can get. I feel like this is, to me, looks like a more sinister and intent, like The Day After Tomorrow. You remember The Day After Tomorrow?
Yeah. Yep.
Because that's what it is. It's a cold front that comes on out of nowhere. But this one looks like it's like out to kill people. The other one's like, if you don't get far enough south, you're probably gonna freeze. But this one's like, oh, we got ice spikes coming up out of the water, out of the beach, out of the street. We're out to get you.
Yeah, and I think this one's gonna be good. Do they have the same director and everything on this one? I forget.
I know Jason Reitman and Jason Blumenfeld are producing it and wrote it. I think Gil Keenan. I'll verify.
Well, if they have Jason Reitman, that's good because I'm just kind of now rewatching Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, okay.
And I remember liking it when it came out, and I realize now it's like a perfect balance of the nostalgia and the new. They have the nostalgia in there, but it's not too much. It's not overloading you with nostalgia, Whereas, like, if, let's say, for whatever reason you have never watched the original Ghostbusters, you wouldn't be lost. But for people like us who have watched the original Ghostbusters probably several times, there's obviously the parts in there that you like and understand and know. So I hope they do that with the second one as well. I hope they continue to have, and I know they have Dan Aykroyd in and the other guys,
Ernie Hudson, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Yeah, I know they have them in there. So
Gil Kenan did do Ghostbusters Afterlife. He also did a movie that's on Netflix. It's a Christmas movie from a couple of years ago called A Boy Called Christmas. I don't know if that's one that popped up ever for you. What
was it called again?
A Boy Called Christmas. I've watched it. It's okay. He did the Poltergeist remake in 2015. He did Monster House in 2006. And a little known, I think maybe a little remembered movie in 2008 that I recall renting at the time also had Bill Murray in it. But it was called City of Ember.
Okay, didn't see that one.
Just real quick here. So it's based on a book, on a 2003 novel. I think it was supposed to be the jumping point for another YA young adult movie franchise. But based on, global catastrophe, this underground city pops up, and I think it might be a network of various underground cities. But the name of the city is Ember, City of Ember. And long story short is they're following the light to get back to the surface. And Bill Murray is the mayor. He's like, we can't do that. We can't go back to the surface. We'll all die. That's not the best way to retell that story.
No, actually, I want to see it now.
But yes, again, it's a 15-year-old movie. So, but Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm sorry, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I'm very excited for that movie. Again, that one's going to be at the end of March. That's one to save up a little bit of money for the theater. I think.
Yes, absolutely.
So, which I didn't go and see the last one in theaters. I felt really bad about it.
I did.
And you enjoyed it.
I did.
And you loved it. So, Mike, I don't know. We don't have like a list or anything like that to knock off tonight. I don't know if you had anything else that you wanted to address.
No. Only other thing I saw just now I don't know if we've addressed it already, but the Bear is coming for season 3. They got renewed for season 3.
The actor,
mm-hmm.
Sorry about that facial tick, who plays the main character, he's going to be in the movie on the Von Erichs, the Iron Claw, with a very ripped, I've already forgotten the guy's name.
Zac Efron.
Thank you.
Yes.
He spent a lot of time in the gym. Definitely did not take anything that you can get in Hollywood there. It's all natural.
Just chicken breast and rice.
Chicken breast, rice, and weights.
Yes.
Because I know you say all the time, you're like, no, it's vitamin S. But that's got to be under like strict physician supervision, right?
For Hollywood,
for the actors, yeah. Because it's not like, again, it's entertainment, so it's not like it's athletics where they got to try to hide it. They can do it regimented. Like, I need to get to this size in this amount of time for this amount of time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then they can kind of wean off a little bit.
Yeah. I'm sure they have either their personal trainer or probably most likely their personal trainer, or even like you said, a doctor could be that. Yeah, gives them like, yes, this you're going to take this much, and now granted, don't get me wrong, I don't want to make it seem like that's all Zac Efron has to do is just take these injections and that it happens. No, he's also like on a very strict diet that nobody in the world would want to do, and probably lifting like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's I guarantee you it's hell for him. Granted, at the end of it, he gets paid millions of dollars, but still, during the time, like it's something most average people would not do.
And it's also, think about this though, if and I know nothing about Look at me. I know nothing about fitness or anything like. But if you're going to be in like a fitness competition, something like that, you can maybe after the competition that day, or you can start taking some time off. But when you're filming a movie like this, you have to maintain that look throughout the entire shoot.
Yes.
I don't know how long a shoot like this lasts, 60, 90 days, 180, whatever it is. So you have to, know your, I about quoted The Rock, you have to know your role. You have to know your lines.
Yeah.
You have to sit in the makeup chair and look, it's not massive prosthetics. It's not, crazy getup, but they have to do the everyday touch-up work, things like that. You have to shoot and film, but you also have to sleep. You have to maintain that nutrition. You have to maintain that gym regimen. So there's a reason why they get paid all that money, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't.
That's same.
But if somebody wanted to pay me all that money, I could probably get my butt out of bed at 4:00 and go to the gym.
Yeah.
I mean, you would do it for like half the money because you like the gym.
I do. I was at the gym earlier today.
Crazy man.
And I will be at the gym again tomorrow.
In the morning or after, before or after breaks?
After breaks.
I think when you get those breaks done upright, you should come over to my house.
Well, I don't know what time that's going to be.
I don't either. Yeah. Call first.
I'll let you know.
Text or whatever.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that they're on right. I know that it's a little bit longer drive here, but my heart would be at peace if I knew that you were safe out on the roads, young man.
Well, I do let you know I do plan on testing the brakes before I go anywhere. It's not like I'm going to be put them on, get the tires on, and then be like, all right, I'm sure they're fine. I'm just going to speed out of here.
Crash.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, good luck with
Thank
all
you.
that. I wish I would say, let me know if you need any help, but I really wouldn't be any help. It'd be like me and my dad me being 10 or 12 years old, just hold the flashlight steady.
Yeah.
Not mechanically inclined at all. Now, Josh, best friend of the show, Josh, could really help you.
Well, tell him to come on by.
I would, but he's in the doghouse.
Well, there's no doghouse where I'm at. He'll be good to go.
Well, I mean, he's got a young newborn son.
Yeah, how old is he now?
A couple weeks.
Oh yeah, he's fine now. He's good on his own now.
You're gonna get me in trouble now. All right, my friend. Always great catching up with you. Good luck tomorrow. Let me know how it all goes, and we'll look forward to catching up with you next week.
Okay, perfect.
All right, everybody. Well, that is this episode of Nerds United here on YouTube or on the podcast platform of your choosing. We appreciate you greatly for checking us out, and be better than me. Tell people about the show through various social medias, etc. But he is the co-host of the year, Mike Luther. I'm Greg Mahochko. This is Nerds United. We remind you each and every week to be kind
and rewind.
This is a production of the Jittery Monkey Podcast Network. For more jittery shenanigans, go to jitterymonkey.com.